Okay, so here we are. We've got the seat off. We have the tree, we have the seat. And when we get to this point, we make sure we look at everything. I was looking as I went, but to make sure that the gullet plate is good, there's no loose rivets, everything looks okay. If there was anything wrong at this point, we would contact the client and let them know exactly what we had, where we are, and if they had the choice, if they wanted to fix something or not, we would give them a price on it. But everything in here looks good. I didn't anticipate any problems, only because it's such a small saddle. There isn't a lot of flex. There isn't. It's just so small that there's not a lot of movement with this one. So anyway, here we go. We're going to keep on moving. We're going to take things apart and get her back together. Here we are with our baby bevel. We have the seat cut out. We have the skirts cleaned out, the stitching cleaned out. We have backers made. This one I've stitched the perimeter. Basically, if this holds on the backer, this one I will stitch like that one. Here's the seat that's been cut out, ready to go. We'll go onto these skirts. So now I'm going to take this skirt and I'm going to run through the machine with the white stitching and show you how that's done. We're going to stitch the perimeter of the skirt. Okay, so there's the bottom. Now we're going to go across the top, come back over to here, and then these will come together in the back. So there it is. That's together, like the other one. And now we'll tie up those ends and we'll put on welting onto the top edge of the skirts. And that will be where the seam comes together on with the seat. What we are going to do now is we're going to put the welting to the top of the seat. I had to change the thread around from the perimeter stitching to the black thread. It's a smaller thread, finer thread you can put. It isn't so. And plus, I also had to change the length of the stitch. We wanted to make this just a little bit longer. So here we go. We're going to run through this roller guide, and we're going to put this whole thing on the top. There are two skirts with welting put on, ready to go for the seat. The seat and the seaming of the seat will go together. We're cooking. Here we go. Here we have the seat. The seat itself looks a little funny this way, all these different shapes. But believe me, this is the seat. These are the backs at the cantle edge where these will be pleated on the back edge versus a cantle back piece. We had marked these when we cut these to wear a register mark just to make sure we go back to where they were. And what we'll do is we're just going to stitch this in, do this one, and then we'll put on the skirts. This is always done first. It's a little bit easier than handling all that material all at once. Here we go. So those are the pleats. Those are stitched together. Those are stitched together, and then we'll flatten those out from the back side. I'll cut off these threads and we'll go for the skirts. And now it's time to get these skirts together. We have to remember all this stuff has to be done inside out. So, get her all lined up. There's the first side. And we'll go for the second side. On the second side, we started out with the first one, we started out in the front. The second one, because the direction that goes in the machine, we start out in the back. You'll notice as I was going, I was pushing and pulling here, even grab the pliers to pull. What we need to do is, there's all these little dots that are put on this register marks, and you can see that sometimes, as they lay static, they don't always line up. When the seat itself was pulled over the tree, you had to push, pull, and it stretched in different places. And when you let it go, it's relaxed like it is now, it doesn't always line up with those dots. So you have to then push, pull, and make sure things get lined back up as close as possible, within the distance of the dots. You'll see me pushing and pulling here. there's the two sides together now in the seat. Now we have these little back ends to put together. But before I do that, I'm going to tie these off and we'll glue these in place. So then when we go to stitch those on, we won't have to fight so much with them. They'll be glued down. Everything will be all right. So let me tie these down and get back to stitching on the other ones. Okay, here we are again. The pieces that were loose, they're essentially backers as well. They have been glued on. We are ready now to finish the stitching with the last and final pass, and then the seat will be ready to go on to the tree and become a saddle again. With any luck, we got it all done. We're all ready. Looks like it did just what we wanted it to do. We can keep going. All right, nice.